I finally did it. I finally finished the show. I watched all 6 seasons of Better Call Saul. It's a great prequel, sequel, and the greatest one and a half since Lion King. uh, if you know, it's a prequel, sequel. It takes place during Breaking Bad, but yeah. It's a great lawyer story. Uh, where to start? Where to start? Um, I probably got to forget a lot. I probably forgot a lot of stuff because obviously it took forever to watch all 6 seasons because there's all new episodes of a bunch of other shows going on during the whole time frame of watching this. But yeah, I finally finished it. Yeah, it's an alright show. I'm not gonna start off like that, but it is a good show. I don't think it's better than Breaking Bad. No, it, no. It's about, is it on par? Could be, but yeah, it's Better Call Saul and a bunch of dead people. Oh, yeah, because you get a bunch of, because of all the prequel stuff, you get to know about a bunch of other characters from Breaking Bad, like the freaking characters you like. Crying out loud, Mike is back! Yay! I was really upset about his death in Breaking Bad, and we get to find out more about Gus. You know, the making the chicken drug drug trader. uh, but yeah, there's some cameos too at the end of the series. That was awesome stuff. uh, where do I start? Okay, it's a prequel, sequel, and takes place during. So what are the beginning of the episodes? The beginning of some of the episodes is Saul in the future. Yeah, we just get to see his future in the beginning of the episode, and then roll credits, and let's just go to the past. Why not? Uh, because what does every lawyer want to do after they stop lawyering? That's right. They want to make the best cinnamon rolls on earth. They want to be a manager of Cinnabon. uh, for real. You gotta see him make that dough. Since he can't make the other dough, you gotta do the other. Oh wait, later on he caves. He doesn't do his other new identity because he goes through identity crisis because what we find out, his real name isn't his real name isn't Saul Goodman. It's All Goodman. Saul Goodman. Yeah, that's not his real name. Who would guess? Who would guess that's not his real name? And then he would take that name after his brother died because he felt guilty having he didn't want to have his brother's name because his brother was an asshole to him. His brother knew he doesn't follow the law completely. Yeah, he's a lawbreaker. But he's a lawyer. Yeah. uh, I'm trying to go in all details of episodes, but it's just hard. But yeah. Uh, all right. I'll try to think of season one as much as possible. Uh, because what else is better than seeing the house that we saw in Breaking Bad by seeing another guy with glasses living there? Him and his wife and his 2 kids, and their house that makes it look like their house got broken in, and that they were kidnapped. No, they're just hiding out in the woods somewhere and with a fat stash of cash. Yeah. Because what is Saul Goodman? Oh, he's not Saul Goodman. He's not Saul Goodman yet. No, he's Jimmy McGill. He's Miguel. Yeah, McGill. He sells chicken nugget. He's instead of selling chicken nuggets, he made uh seagull nuggets. No. uh, uh, but yeah, I'm trying to remember everything. It's difficult. Plus, I'm sick. But yeah. uh, I will try and make this video as long as possible because you know it. Me titling a review in the title. They're like, oh, how can you do one whole all 6 seasons in just 1 hour? Oh, it's not a reaction, it's a review. I am random nonsense. I just put my intro here. Why not? Uh, but for real, it's all good, man. Jimmy McGill. He, we find out why Mike hates his guts. Yeah, him and Mike don't get along at first because what is Mike doing? Mike isn't freaking working for the Chicken Man yet. No, he's not working for Gus yet. No, he's one of those fucking toll booth guys. Yeah, you gotta use your ticket, and he keeps on telling Jimmy he doesn't have enough stickers. Yeah, because you need to go back and get your stickers. Otherwise, you can't cross through here. You can't leave the driveway. You're stuck in the parking lot of the courthouse. You're not allowed to leave or go there. Either one, I don't know. But yeah. Uh, I can't really tell much about the couple because I don't. I mean, they come back in later on in the last season or the second to last, where they obviously can't have their kids anymore because they're scammers too. Oh, Jimmy has a hot wife at one point named Kim. Yeah, Kim Possible. No, no, not her. Just can't. It's Kim. I forgot her last name. She's a blonde, but what do you know? When she I'm just not gonna go in order because this is random nonsense. Thoughts go through my mind. When she breaks up with him, oh, of course we don't see him with his wife in Breaking Bad, so obviously they're not together. Oh, oh, and what does she do? She's no longer a blonde. She has black hair because we gotta. Oh, that's another thing. They gotta show all the future stuff, make it look like black and white, because in the future all this colors can get sucked. We're no longer gonna have color TVs. We're gonna go back to the black and white, the newspaper days. We're all gonna be zebras for life. No, just these jokes are just coming out of my brain. I don't know why at this point. Okay. Try and think as much as possible. Don't make your brain explode. Oh yeah, we fight that those Mexican twins that don't say nothing. Those very good. Yeah, they're in here too. Everybody's in here. We fight the fucking old guy that dies with Gus in that explosion in Breaking Bad. Freaking, we come to find out we all already knew Gus hated his guts, but we find out that the actor who we never get to see in a scorpion suit in a Spider-Man in some Spider-Man universe out there, maybe the next movie, hopefully. But that actor, he was in the show at first, obviously, but we come to find out you be careful, you mother duck. Otherwise, your your underling will switch your drugs with some really bad medicine and make you have to breathe oxygen for the rest of your life. Be careful, you mother duck. I don't know where I was going with that joke. But yeah, the old guy, how he ends up on oxygen and can't speak. His only way of communication is ringing that bell. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, fucking annoying as hell. Uh, find out who did it and how he did it. And oh, what do you know? We find out that Gus also saved his life. Gus hates his guts, but he fucking saved him. Uh, uh, oh. You know what's also awesome about the show? I bet you were wondering how they build a meth lab underneath a dryer or a washing machine. How did they break that hole into the ground? How did they make that happen? Well, we find out in the show. Prequel. They give us all the details that we wanted to know, and that who cares if we ever know? It's like the end of a Tootsie Roll Pop. Oh my gosh, why am I... These jokes. Lame. Lame jokes. I know I'm not even talking about the main character, because all this other great stuff that connected to... Yeah. Freaking awesome. It's a great show. You better call Saul. And Mike and Gus. Uh, obviously, they're dead. Mike and Gus. But that's kind of nice. Uh, yeah, I'm not there yet. Uh, but yeah, I guess we better get back to Jimmy McGill, huh? The main character of the show. We might as well tell his whole story and everything. Well, come to find out, his brother didn't want him to be a lawyer because, what do you know? He bends the law to his will. His brother don't like that. Yeah. Oh, no. And you know what else? You know what else? Jimmy and his girlfriend, well, his ex-wife at the end of the show. There, I spoiled it. I didn't know. Obviously, because they're not together in Breaking Bad. Obviously, they broke up at some point. His ex-wife and him, they both started in the mailroom before they were lawyers. Yeah. Uh, and the company, it's called HMM. Yeah, there's two McGills. There's two McGills. For some reason. But yeah. Uh, Howard is the... Howard Hamlin. I can't even fucking say the last name. Hamlin. I can't fucking say it. You know, him and Jimmy's brother are the owners of the company. Yeah. And oh my gosh, it's stuff to play. I'm gonna just skip a bunch of stuff, but let's just, before we get to where I'm thinking, let's go back. Let's go before. Oh, of course, Jimmy's brother dies. Like, he's not in Breaking Bad either. Oh, so Howard must die too. Yep. Everybody dies except for Kim. But she has a new life away from Jimmy. So, yeah. We gotta kill everybody else since they're not in the Breaking Bad show. Because this is a prequel. But before we get there, we gotta mention that Jimmy's brother, he has some really freaking weird... He's fucked up in the head. He has a weird disability name. I forgot what it is, but he's allergic to electricity. Yeah, for a lot of years, he doesn't even have his fridge plugged in. He has no food. He doesn't use an oven like a normal human being. He has a lamp, that you use for going camping. He has it in his house. I'm not gonna go there yet. I'm not gonna go there yet. But yeah, he's allergic to this. He has to have a freaking security blanket, that's like like aluminum or whatever. He's so freaking he's so nuts. He's scared of electricity. So for obviously he didn't work for that company for a while, or when he eventually decides to go back to the company, they have to turn off all the lights and everything. And come to find out, he just messed up in the head. Obviously, he has something fucked up with him, because I'm not getting there yet. I'm not getting there yet. I come to find out that his electricity thing started because, did we mention that he had somebody he was interested in too? And that had yeah, that kind of she was so busy on her phone, she's out of town all the time. So that's kind of when his not being around electricity kind of formed, or he just kept it a secret from her. But yeah, uh, but oh my gosh, more of the show's coming back to my mind, and it is crazy good. uh, Come to find out, Jimmy. Okay, Jimmy's girlfriend, because they're not married yet. That we'll get there. We'll get there. Him and Kim. She gets these clients that she wants to work for, but then they end up working for the fucking Jimmy's brother and Howard. Not a duck, but uh Howard and Jimmy's brother. I can't remember the name right now for some reason. But yeah, they take the client away. So what does Jimmy do? On the information for them, that those two people, the couple that they eventually go back to Kim, obviously, but how does Jimmy do it? He sabotages the paperwork for his brother. He changes a date, and his brother's so convinced that he did this. It's so crazy because Jimmy goes back to the copy place or whatever, and he leaves, but his brother's there later. His brother has a heart attack and and shit. But yeah, yeah. Sorry, sick. But yeah. Uh, Jimmy's so convinced he did. He's so convinced Jimmy did this. Sabotaged it. But it was for good reason, because Kim had them as clients first. She should have been able to keep them. Not been them swooped away, but later, yeah. It's funny because they're scamming, or I'm just going all over the place. They could go to a restaurant, they scam another lawyer and stuff. Like, get his money and stuff, his credit card info and shit. But yeah, it's so crazy. But I'm trying not to get there yet. Try not to get there yet for some of this stuff. What else? Uh, Freaking. Okay, Howard. What's fucking Jimmy's brother's name again? I forgot. It's pretty freaking crazy, but yeah. Anyways, it gets so bad, but later on he doesn't have the electricity problem anymore, or he he get he has to hold his he gets his brother to confess. Yeah, he gets Jimmy to confess on a tape recorder, but he's so afraid of it because he's afraid of electricity. He's afraid of batteries, so he has to have a security whole blanket. He has to have a whole security tarp. All the walls are covered around, and he wants Jimmy to help him. But then obviously, because he goes withdrawals, go back to his electricity, his freaking electricity allergy. He's allergic to electricity. He doesn't have batteries. So what does he do? He has to have the tape recorder underneath some stuff, pile of stuff. He has to use a freaking spatula to push the play and record button on the damn freaking on the damn tape recorder to catch his brother, to catch Jimmy and not let him get away with it. Because he knows Jimmy will eventually confess. He got Jimmy to confess. Oh. Oh. Oh, I forgot to mention. I guess I'll just mention this wherever. Jimmy, his office isn't like a freaking supply closet at an Asian hair salon massage place. Yeah, they have this weird jar that pours out water. That's your thing, but yeah, that's where he starts his job up. This is like a supply closet. Uh, um. Oh, there's all there. I'm just gonna mention this. There's also Jimmy's security guy. We find out that he accidentally gets caught for something. Him and Kim obviously get the guy free and stuff, but um do I just want to jump to it? But yeah, Jimmy's brother. Okay, we'll do this first. Jimmy's brother. He gets Jimmy fired for being a lawyer for 2 years. I think it was 2 years. 2 years. And what's so fucking stupid is after Jimmy's brother dies, he still can't be a lawyer yet. You think there'd be a way to just, oh, your brother's dead now, so we don't have to have you fired because it's what he wanted and all this other stuff. Nope, Jimmy's still fired as a lawyer, even after his brother kills himself with that lantern and newspaper and catches the house on fire. There. I just said it. Fuck it. I don't know where else to. I'm trying, because I don't want to. I don't. My brain's not processing how all episodes went and stuff. There beforehand, but yeah. What is Howard? Howard tries to offer Jimmy a job too, and Jimmy's not having it because it's like he didn't want me there because of his brother. No, his brother didn't want him there. That's the big reason. Howard's like just playing a sympathy card or whatever. So Jimmy just gets revenge and shit. Just throws fucking goes to his house and throws bowling balls over the fence to damage his car and a bunch of other crazy shit. He freaking Howard gets this client and he gets the client convinced that fucking they that Howard paid for a hooker. Oh my gosh. But yeah. So yeah. Crazy shit. Oh. Yeah. Uh, all right. Where do we go from there? Howard getting bullied, balls thrown out of his car, making him think he's gonna. It's not. That's just. It gets worse. Okay, so I know I'm gonna skip over a lot of details and stuff, but yeah. So the guy who plays Swordsman in Hawkeye later on in life, that actor, he played in this show first. See, but he, I forgot what his name is. Oh, fuck, I can't remember his name. That's not good. I'm forgetting characters' names now. He, uh, he, he also wants to know. He's related to the freaking the guy with the oxygen, old guy. He's related to him and Tuco and yeah. So this guy, he's trying to get revenge and stuff, but ends up with Mike and Jimmy out in the desert. Uh, but that guy's a scary guy, obviously. Because that guy hires Jimmy to get money to bail him out of jail. He's not just his lawyer. He hires Jimmy to get money out in the desert from those twins. Uh, yeah. I should have mentioned the beginning of the show. I forgot to mention this Tuco or whatever the guy who from Breaking Bad, the crazy guy. I guess yeah. Find out that guy also made Jimmy out in the desert, but obviously, I'm remembering all this great shit from season one. Now, okay, Jimmy, had these two kids follow this car around, and comes to find out it's Tuco, because the old guy is his grandpa, we know, but Tuco, freaking comes to find out these two teenagers or whatever that Jimmy X was hiring them, and they followed the wrong car, and it's nuts, but so they end up going to the granny's place, obviously, and Tuco obviously takes Jimmy and those two people he hired out in the frickin' desert, and Jimmy manages to talk Tuco down to only breaking a leg for the guys instead of killing them. He manages to talk down him to what the punishment is. It's crazy. I don't know how I forgot that greatness. Because we're going to the desert, Mike and Jimmy later on go to the desert. Because obviously Tuco's in prison now. Now it's the actor who plays the swordsman. I freaking forgot his name. I don't know how the frick I did that. But yeah, Jimmy uses the money to free him from jail. Later on, uh, because Jimmy is trying to Jimmy. Howard. Cause what does happen? That guy, he shoots and he kills Howard. That guy that Jimmy bailed, because Howard's had enough of them. They got Howard fired and everything. But yeah, Mike ends up because of course that other guy later on, he's trying to get to Gus or whatever, and he Gus does end up killing him. Where? That's right. Where they're building the meth lab underneath the washer dryer machine down in the ground. Yeah, that's that guy gets buried in the ground there, and Howard gets buried down there too. Wow, crazy how it all ties together. Yeah. Uh, but yeah, Kim and Jimmy, they don't know what happened to the bodies, but yeah. I should also mention that Mike's kind of in charge there of how the place gets built or whatever, and this one guy, I I'm remembering other shit that's crazy. This is such a good show for Mike too. Freaking there's this guy. Oh, there's this guy that's trying to sell drugs to the freaking cartel, and he doesn't know what he's doing. He gets a fancy car and like a flash so for like a flashy Hummer or whatever. It's crazy, but oh my gosh, sorry for my coughing. Because I'm not gonna edit. I'm just gonna put the videos together and upload it. But yeah, that's crazy. The selling drugs, the cartel, you get a fancy car. Of course, the cartel is affected to, because this guy, I'm remembering so much crazy stuff. That was crazy. This guy is so upset because they broke into his house. Not that they broke into his house, but because they stole his baseball cards. Oh, don't touch my baseball cards. Please get them back from me. Please get them back from me, Mike. No, obviously, Mike, he does get them back, but yeah. It's so fucking crazy. Uh, I know I'm gonna skip a lot of stuff, but it's okay. We already got Howard dead. We got Jimmy's brother dead. Who else is off the chopping block? Well, we already know how Gus died, and the old man died. So, is there anybody else off the chopping block? Mike, we saw how Mike died too. Yeah, so I don't think there's anybody else that we didn't see die in Breaking Bad die in this. I know of. But yeah. Freaking A, what else? The guy dies. The chicken guy. Oh, I guess we can go to the future for a little while. Why not? So Jimmy's just having his lunch, and there's this kid that robbed a place there, and he hides in in a photo booth. But yeah, Jimmy freaking rats on him to the cops. Fucking Jimmy. Oh, the great future stuff. There's also Jimmy gets locked up out in the dumpster room at one point, but that's not important. So I don't know why I'm talking about that, nor how to say that for some reason. But freaking. Okay, can we go to the future now? Can we go to the future? Jimmy. Okay, his brother died. Guess we all know about all these deaths. Is there anything else that's important before we go to the last season of stuff in the future and the great stuff? I should probably also mention that Mike told what Kim and Jimmy to say for that one guy that shot Howard. They make Howard's death look like a suicide. But yeah, eventually it comes to light. But yeah, everything comes to light. Howard and Jimmy, not Howard and Jimmy. Kim and Jimmy break up. Kim and Jimmy break up. Yeah, you know, because they're toxic for each other. They're toxic. They're toxic alone. They're toxic. They're even more toxic together. Uh, but yeah, they break up and stuff happens. Jimmy gets a new place. Oh shit! Can I get to the cameos yet? Can I get to the cameos yet? Uh, yeah. So coming to find out, Jimmy's new office, obviously, the office he has in Breaking Bad and stuff. But Better Call Saul. He's no longer Jimmy. Yeah, I should throw that out the window. Once his brother died, he's Better Call Saul. The name of the show, you know. Uh, uh, but yeah, at the end of the show, he ends up the end of the series, the end of the show, he ends up wanting to call be Jimmy McGill again or whatever and stuff. But yeah, realizes all the pain he's caused Kim and stuff. Uh, talks his freaking. Oh, I better mention this. Hank's wife makes a cameo too. Another dead character, Hank from Breaking Bad, obviously. His wife shows up there. Makes sense because Jimmy's the only one left to tie to Walter White. Yep. And Jesse Pinkman. They both make cameos, obviously, because they show some stuff that takes place during Breaking Bad. Of course. Time frame. But for real. What else? I'm hoping I'm not forgetting anything. Jimmy and Mike drinking water out of a looks like a tub. What's that doing in the desert? We watering some camels there. I don't know, but I don't know what random thought. Uh, yeah, the future stuff. Obviously, there's a It's I love the parallel of this though because Mike and Jimmy having a conversation about a time machine, and then later on he has that conversation with Walter White, and of course Mike's is like, I would change the date of when I made my first deal, and then Jimmy, oh yeah, Jimmy Jimmy's like, you wish I would have done this, he would have got more money, and then Mike's like, that's all you could think about, money. Uh, which kind of comes back to him having a conversation with Walter White, you know, when they're on the run. They called for their shot vacuum cleaners, you know. They called for the vacuum cleaners to get a new identity. uh uh that stuff happened during Breaking Bad, obviously, but we don't get to see this whole time machine conversation parallels. Yeah, yeah. So there's okay, Walter White and Jimmy. See, now I'm so focused on the cameos. Uh, they have the conversation about the time machine. Walter's like talking about it's not possible because he's a fucking scientist. He's like, getting all fucking cranky and hard ass or whatever. He's the time machine's not possible. Oh, you mean regrets? Talk about regrets. Like, shut up. Glad you died. But no, forget talk about regrets. Walter's regret is of course they didn't work for the company. And then freaking Jimmy's response is he wish he would have not done this, then he wouldn't have a bad D, and then freaking Walter's response is like, you've always been like this. So it's parallel. They both say he's always been for the money, or he's all been like yeah. and also a scene with just right like not too long after the desert, I guess, because Jimmy's in the freaking RV with them, seeing you actually saw how saw the bong and stuff, how they make their meth, their weed, their meth, yeah, their blue crystal. But yeah, um, and there's also another scene where uh Jesse Pinkman is outside of Jimmy's new building or whatever. He's like, and Kim's there too. Kim's out there, and Jesse Pinkman has a conversation with Kim. He's like, you're the one who helped my one friend or whatever, tying the shows together, huh? And obviously, is this guy we're so yeah. Uh, I'm glad that they tied up all the loose ends, because they could have just ended it with Walter White dying. They had the Jesse Pinkman movie, and then this Better Call Saul. And you know what happens to Saul? He ends up his ass in fucking prison. He gets caught in a garbage can. Of all the places you're running away. Oh, I better mention this before we get to there. He hires this one guy to like break into people's houses and take pictures of their credit cards and their passwords and stuff. But one of them, there's two guys. One of them decides not to do a job because, what do you know, this guy has cancer. So Jimmy's like, I don't care, because obviously Walter White's a fucking asshole with cancer. But so yeah, what does he do? He breaks this guy. He ends up doing the job himself, going there, and the other guy's in the car, in a taxi or whatever, because oh, I better mention this. Jimmy has a friend or whatever that does like tricks, but they're like really like, but like your hands above the other person's hand or whatever. I bet you I can get the money first or whatever. Well, I'm closer to the money, so I could. But no, but yeah, and rips off watches and stuff. Yeah, but um, yeah, um. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, Jimmy. Oh my gosh, this was the craziest, stupidest part. This is freaking Jimmy. He has his hand down on the cup, and there's a fucking straw in his hand, and a bag in his pants or underneath his shirt or whatever. He just sucks the alcohol through the straw into the bag, and it's crazy. So all these people did he gets most of the alcohol out. He takes a sip that they don't have no question about it because they didn't see it. That's so freaking crazy how he took advantage of all these people. Just he gets you drunk, but and fucked up, and yeah, it's crazy. But that guy that has cancer, that he ends up breaking the house. I guess he has watches and stuff, but the guy wakes up as Jimmy's stealing the watches or whatever, but then he passes out again at the bottom of the stairs. Jimmy is able to go right past him, but he grabs the fucking guy's ashes of his dead dog. What the fuck are you doing, Jimmy? You're gonna knock him over the head with his ashes of his dead dog? You're pretty fucked up for that. Now, if it was if it was a a person, then go right ahead. But a dog, come on now. Those ashes need to be left alone. Don't do that. uh, that's where I draw the line. Dead animals. Ashes. Come on now. But obviously gets past that. But the guy that's in the taxi, there's two cops there, that parked behind that taxi guy. So Jimmy obviously can't leave the house yet, and that guy that's driving the taxi, the fucking police, they're not eating donuts. No, they're talking about fish tacos and stuff. But they're fish tacos, huh? But yeah. So, oh my gosh. Uh, So yeah, Jimmy is able to escape though because that guy in the taxi, what does he fucking do? He goes forward and he turns left and he hits another fucking car. So the cops see you there. They get the guy obviously arrested. They think that guy stole from the house, but obviously he didn't. But the Jimmy J, uh Jimmy tries to bail that person out. But what does he do? Because I forgot to mention this. That guy still lives with his grandma or whatever, his mom, the old lady. It's an old lady there, and Jimmy's managed to get this lady a laptop to watch cat videos. But what does she? She eventually does research and she looks up the biggest con man. Who is it? You better call Sal, of course. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about this last episode the most because it's still fresh on the noggin. But freaking, freaking, Jimmy goes to that old lady. He calls her. She's like, "Why isn't my son? Why isn't he calling me? Or whatever? Because why did he call you first? Or whatever." But Jimmy goes there, and that lady, what does she do? Because she looked on her laptop, biggest conman, the guy that plugs the laptop hears it or whatever. The Saul hears it or whatever. And what does she do? She pushes her life alert, because life alert, call 911. This guy's broken into my house. He's better. He's all good, man. And then obviously that's when Jimmy runs around and ends up getting caught in the garbage can. And oh my gosh. I'm really making this video when I'm sick. Uh, but yeah, Jimmy ends up in jail and stuff. But he hires this lawyer that he yeah. Later on, I mean before. I can't much, but yeah. But yeah, the way of Jimmy trying to get away is to tell about how Howard actually died and stuff, but trying to involve Kim and accuse Kim and stuff. But Kim already went to Howard's wife and stuff because Howard's wife is a lawyer too. But so she reads that and finds out how he actually died. He was murdered. But yeah, so eventually Jimmy goes to trial, and he kind of confesses. They got a deal for him to get knocked down to 7 years, and with chocolate chip mint ice cream in the fucking jail place he wants to be locked up in. But yeah, New Mexico or whatever and stuff. But yeah. He tells the court that he lied about what Kim. He just said that to get her there, and so Kim kind of falls back for him, I guess, in a way, because he's also I am Jimmy McGill, and he did do those things to his brother. He's not helping his case. He confesses he has regrets, so he's in jail, and when he's on the boat, it's kind of weird because he's like, I'm not. Oh, I'm Jim. And so Kim, on the other hand, visits him in the jail. They smoke their cigarette, pass the cigarette and stuff like in other episodes. But I forgot it. Also, why do I gotta mention this? There's a scene where freaking Kim's like throwing a bottle off the balcony and stuff. I don't know why that's important. There's a bunch of other stuff that it's coming to my mind, but I don't have the full on details. Oh my gosh, I feel so fucking stupid for not including the fucking Jimmy that oh, how do I, okay, I gotta talk about this before we get to the full blown ending. Jimmy works when he's not a lawyer. When he has those 2 years off, he works for a cell phone company that's not good. That's not a good business. Like nobody's going to that place to buy the cell phones. He hustles them. He hustles the cell phones. He's like the government can't track these or some shit like that. Yeah, he's able to sell. But there's these teenagers that mug him, and this is the best fucking. I loved this. Oh, I got something else to talk about too. Uh, there's these teenagers mug him, and how does he get his revenge? He has his security guard. He has him tied upside down, hanged right next to freaking pinatas. And his security guard goes around hitting a bunch of pinatas trying to scare these teenagers. Like literally has a literally not even really tap them to scare them so they won't do that again. But yeah, that was a freaking awesome. I loved that. That was a freaking awesome episode. More stuff's coming to mind. Also, there's an episode where Jimmy gets in a car and he has to drop his ice cream on the ground. And how does the next episode start? We go back to that ice cream cone on the ground with a bunch of ants crawling on it. I loved that season 5, episode 8. That yeah, I kept track of that. I made sure I had a note for that episode. Just drop an ice cream cone. The next episode starts off with that ice cream cone, a bunch of ants swarming on it. Close up and stuff. Just freaking crazy. Okay. So Jimmy goes to jail. He has a cigarette cam. Before he goes to the jail, he's on a bus, and there's this guy in front of him that's like got sweat going down his neck. He's like, "Do I know you?" Oh, you're Saul. And so everybody on the max is like, "Better call Saul. Better call Saul. Better call Saul." So he's got everybody on that jailhouse on his side because yeah. So he's the kingpin of the fucking jail. But yeah, it was a great show. But yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching my review. I hope I didn't forget anything else that's important, like ants crawling on an ice cream cone. No, but yeah. But yeah, it was a good show. Anyways, peace.